Good morning and welcome. It is Wake Up Nigeria, and just before we start, I have a very interesting nugget that had her laughing only for moments before. Now, your life becomes a masterpiece when you learn to masterpiece.
That's so.
That's motivation for you guys to kickstart your day. So make sure you're taking it, having it, and also embodying it.
Welcome to the bright side of Nigerian television. It is Wednesday and we have a perfectly curated show just for you, right? So now this show is going to help you kickstart your day and make sure that your week is literally going. Is it down or up?
Well, this is the hump of the week.
Hump of the week, right?
So everything downhill is going to be fast, good, great,
fun,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Shortly, we'll be dishing out to you guys all we've curated for you. Very memorable stuff that we have for you this morning for the next hour and 45 minutes.
Definitely. We're about to kick off and we have Mike somewhere around here somewhere. But then again, we have a very present chef and she definitely has something in store for us.
Yeah, your deliberate use of words. This sounds good. It's Wake Up Nigeria, guys, and you guys know how it is. It's going to be the right kind of energy that you need to get you started. Now, what next?
Okay, now let's see. But anyways, before we get to that, remember to catch the show live on GOTV, right? Probably the way you're doing right now. And follow us. Watch the channel 16 or UHF channel 49.
Yes. And you can also stream the show live. It's easy. TVCentertainment.tv is where to look for on YouTube and also on Facebook. We are on there live right now.
Right. So we also have an app you can download so that you can carry us in your palms anywhere you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell them who you are.
My name is Winfrey Agbeneshe.
My name is Mazito Appeal. Let's let you guys know what you'll be enjoying for the next hour, starting with relationship, and we will be discussing balancing roles and responsibilities in a relationship with Olaton Ayola. Now, she's a family life coach, relationship, and also marriage counselor who is passionate about helping couples live a fulfilling and enriching intimate life. Storytelling and a gift for wordplay, lyrical genius and Afrobeat artist Morello will be thrilling us to a musical performance later on the show here today.
Joining us on the couch for a chat, we have Nigerian filmmaker Adebola Ogunshina. He will be here to tell us all about filmmaking.
And you are welcome. Wednesday edition here. Mr. Mike Maskena, good to have you here.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing on a day?
It's not, we're not doing well. It's not fine, Mike.
We're here.
It's not good.
Yeah. So one other way to be happy is to spread happiness.
What we're trying to do.
So then I just think about it. So
it's not the happiness you have, you spread.
So it's tricky, kind of. There are times when you regulate the outside from the inside, and there are times when you use the outside. It's all about understanding how things work, using the outside to manipulate. So at least when you're with people, you find something nice about it because it is bleak in a lot of ways.
Oh, wow. What a way to start the show.
Yeah,
First off, let me say,
it is.
the news that came yesterday, NNPCL announcing that there will be an increment in the price of fuel from 617 naira now.
Yeah.
A lot of people found that very, very, wow. All the fueling stations yesterday as I rode to work or back home were shut. I think they were anticipating the increase. And then after the increase, a couple of the ones that I rode into were selling at 700 naira
Yes,
with only one or two pumps functioning.
Yes.
So it gave a very bleak, like you said, ambience.
So now, with all of that happening, I think for me, what struck me the most was the insensitivity of the official statement that came out. I will say, because literally, okay, fine, people are literally going through a lot as it is. Then the fuel price is going up. And then you're saying things like, oh, yes, it is bound to happen. It's market factors that are affecting it. It's not necessarily like, okay, sometimes the fuel will go up, sometimes it will come down. So it's more like... So
but we
I just
expected this from 3 weeks ago when
yes,
at
my
the start
point is
of
that
July,
when certain things are happening, right, there should be people that are, I don't want to say sensitive.
well versed in the art of communication.
Exactly.
To be able to communicate these things with a bit
properly.
of empathy to people, I guess. That's
There's no sympathy.
So as much as that is very valid, what is. No matter how you communicate it.
Believe me. Mike, if I say good morning, Mike, and I say Mike.
So, the reason why I say so
Good
is
morning.
that no matter how...
No, there's a difference now. Come on.
What I'm saying is that no matter what, it doesn't change the particular circumstance that you people are buying fuel at 700 naira. And then somebody said that he was on the queue. There were like 2 cars before him. And then
the price changed right on him.
And it changed.
Right in front of him. They had, it went up.
Yeah.
And so what they'll do in that particular time is that they'll bring a calculator.
And start
Because they've not had enough
calculating,
time to change
regulate, yeah,
the
to
meter,
yes.
Program.
Yes.
to reprogram the meter.
Yeah.
So they just bring a calculator and just say that, oh,
Calculate
Oh, God, this is your price.
what it is now.
Forget this one.
But
Or they'll just
question, Mike, is what do you do now? You drive to work every single
How
day.
do you,
How are you going to manage? I think that's what people want to hear. What to do, what employers
Carpooling,
employees
we're talking
have
about
to do.
different
employers can
Yeah.
do more when it comes to, if they can, if they honestly can, palliatives increase the salaries, if they honestly can. And then, of course, we have to cut costs as much as possible.
The little
Yeah.
economy I
You
know
know?
will say if you increase salaries, you're not actually helping because that's just going to cause inflation.
As much
Yeah.
as I agree with that, I mean, the president just recently said that there will be a review of the 8,000 naira palliative. For me, I wish we can put it into infrastructure
Exactly.
to ensure, because what would, you know, if we can put it into infrastructure and ensure that we have light. If the roads are good and then you have light, say 18 hours a day, constant. You know what that would do to a lot of businesses that were relying
You would be
on
cutting down on the
fuel and
time that
diesel.
you spend in traffic and also the amount that you spend on fuel.
fuel.
And
fuel.
you'll be
The
rechanneling that.
businesses will go back. We at Nigeria as it is now, I can count at least a number of major multinational companies that went. That the number one reason was power supply.
Yeah, of course.
I
Number
see you
one.
talking about this from
So if
an
we get-
economical point of view when it
so-
comes to Nigeria as a nation. But what about you? What have
As a
you
person,
done
you
personally?
What
have you cut
You don't
costs
run
from?
John. You don't run jet anyhow.
One.
There's a jerry can.
Rechargeable
inside my
fan.
car. You don't run jet anyhow. I was thinking of working on something
fan.
and putting up a hand fan.
Oh, no.
I was thinking of working on something and putting up a how to drive these days now. You don't just fire anyhow.
No, you don't.
There's a way you can drive this. I
And-
tried it. I tried it for a while, and it did work. What happens is that you would not. Okay, so within the range of 50, 60. I'm talking about if your car is 4 plugs and all that. I'm not talking about all those 6 and 8. Those ones. Not BBT. But I'm talking about this way you drive. You don't just. That's where you drive. I'll put up something together about that.
I managed
Show me the
it.
channel.
I managed it for a couple of weeks by riding, but that increases the risk of being in a motorcycle accident. So,
yes.
You still think of
Yeah.
that risk
oh no, you have to. You have
after
to.
30 years of driving.
No,
Okada.
it's a risk. It's a risk that keeps you alive. It's a thought that keeps you alive. The thought on considering the risks manages your
Yeah,
doings.
Your
Put it,
doings, yeah.
you know, but that's
I'll say
not
walk
sustainable.
more, to be honest. Yeah, because sometimes, I mean, short distances, people would rather just still enter their cars and drive.
no,
and
nobody
all
will
that.
tell you.
Nobody, nobody will tell you. It will come to you
know,
naturally.
But we just, like you said, you cut down on those kind. And there's a
And if you don't
report
have to
that
go
came
out, please don't go out.
at the beginning of the month. Yeah, there's a report that came in at the beginning of the month how we, by per capacity, we've used less fuel.
Yes.
I think almost 20% less.
So about that report
So-
which I read, let me tell you something. There are very many units or forces or factors that actually
That
influence
actually
that.
influence that.
Yes, we've used less fuel, not because we don't need, not because there's power, but because we can't afford.
because people
No,
cannot
definitely.
afford it.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
it'll get to a time where there will be fuel, abundant,
Yes.
but no one would be able to afford it.
Hopefully that will not
And then
drop.
that would actually
price.
force the price to
prices
come
to
down.
go
Come and buy, you are beg, we have excess.
Yeah.
Is what we're hoping
But
for.
then
Yeah.
would that make economic? This is for the people now. If I bought fuel at a particular price, and like you said, the market forces are determining it. Look at the dollar rate now. We have a single dollar rate now, and we buy this in dollars. We don't buy it in naira. So that is where. So if I buy, would I want to sell it at a loss? Then I will just go to neighboring countries that have already. They are selling higher than it is here.
Interesting
I
fact.
make more money
and make
there.
more money there.
So we have a
That's-
French
You understand?
tutor
Yeah.
who teaches French at home, but she was traveling, I think, to Paris or somewhere, and she says, "Oh, I'm going to Cotonou. I have to go to Paris." I'm like, "Why are you going to
Yeah,
Cotonou?"
that's what happens now.
Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because the airfare from Cotonou to wherever it is she's
Yeah.
going
It's
is
cheaper.
about half the price of what it would have been from Nigeria. there.
Nigeria over there.
So yes, you are right. People will start to
People will
outsource
go,
their
yeah.
travel.
Yeah.
No, yeah, apart from
And
the
stuff
subsidy,
like that.
you know how it affected, there was a whole lot about the subsidy regime, how people get in at this particular price, push out to this place, sell it at a higher price. There's a whole lot going there. But the question is, if it will, why, if we're going to stop a select group of people from embezzling money due to this subsidy regime, and then it affects the whole country like this, so people are saying, okay, well, let them get the money and let us not suffer.
Yeah.
That is the word on the street. Now, let them get the money. But then,
But
that
I
is
just-
out of the question. But the point is that some or the other, we have to...
I'll just give my tips as, first off, Yeah, like Winfrey has said, if you don't need to go no place, don't go no place. Maybe people who are into events should start thinking of out-of-the-box ways to make people enjoy their, experience these events. Maybe by localizing it somehow, because I won't leave Festac to the island anymore for any concert, pay 1 million naira for a table. Personally, maybe find alternative ways of making electricity. There is something that you guys are going to find very soon. You can actually make a fan out of just simply magnets. I'm telling you, watch, this is all going to happen. If you drive a big car, downgrade. It's not about showing off. Downgrade, get a Picanto or something. It's okay.
Why are you begging them?
It's whether your car is out there on the road that now decides whether you're a big man or not.
Why are you begging them?
Yeah, that's all the suggestions I have. We already started this conversation before you guys. We apologize, but it was so juicy we had to sink our teeth inside of it. Well, at least I am, Winfrey. But here's the thing, we're talking education today, and we had a very interesting input by one of our producers. Thank you very much, Halima. Halima came over this morning and told us about this instance from over social media that had people tongue-wagging. And it was the fact that parents are paying schools monies as much as 400,000 naira for their wards to go to school. However, in turn, these schools are paying their teachers, not just paying their teachers, sourcing their teachers from places like perhaps maybe Makoko, Ajigula and all, and paying them 50,000 naira per month. And the question is, what level of education is your kid receiving? What kind of influence are they getting? Is it just the teachers that determine that they're getting a good education, or the structure, the ambience?
The co-students.
The students around them and everything. Is 400,000 naira too much, too little? Is 50,000 naira definitely too little? What could be done? Would you keep your kid in that kind of a school? Would you?
Okay, so now I know a lot of times, I know businesses generally, everybody's thinking of how to cut cost here, how to literally look for a smarter way out of things, right? Now, to be very honest, I will not say, fine, paying a teacher 50,000 naira is one thing, right? Sourcing the teacher from like a Makoko or a Jegula or things like this is another thing. Because, I mean, in these places, there are people who are also still thoroughbred. Probably just situation and life circumstances have actually put them in that location now. It's not good to judge based on that. Now, but then again, the thoughts came to my mind, okay, a teacher that will actually accept like a 50,000 naira, what is the quality of education they actually have? Now, what is the school going at? So it's now to decide, okay, fine. Are they saying, okay, fine, the kid is paying 400,000 now, how many kids are in that school? Paying the teacher 50K and all of that. Like, it just shows to me that the priority of the school is probably not the best education for the kids. Do you understand? It's not even that the students or rather the teachers are not qualified enough. It's even to like get the teachers to a point where they are also okay and fine doing what they're doing, so they don't have to run many other activities
Endeavors,
trying to get
make
money and all of that and make ends meet. So I think education, I know she actually brought up the issue of people talking about the infrastructure also, then putting probably most of the money into infrastructure. And I'm like, what is most important, right? We're sending your child to school to learn, fine. The primary source of that learning is from those teachers, even if, fine, there are other things that might actually also be a factor. So, yeah.
I mean, if you're paying 400,000 for school fees, how much do you earn? In a country where you have
per term.
In a country where the country is the most extremely poor country in the world, where you have over 80% of people living below $1 a day.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense that you are thinking that 400,000 naira is okay. That's far outrageous.
It's too much, is what you're
Far
saying?
too much.
400,000.
That's what I was saying.
When you look
We
at
got an
the
argument
you're
coming
talking
on.
about, that's far. That it doesn't even make sense. That question, the discussion should not even be there. When you look at the economy of the people, you don't look at what some people can afford.
Some people can, exactly.
You look at
everything.
80% living below $1 a day. So it doesn't even make sense. So first of all, you have to ensure that you find some place where you can afford without having to cry or without. I mean, what's the point?
So you're speaking to the parents now.
Generally, everything. Then for
generally.
the case of, I mean, we've had people in different spheres and different fields who are underpaid. That wherever they source the teacher from is not the issue. Is
not
the
the
teacher worth it?
Is the teacher worth it?
That's the first question. So that they are paying the teacher this particular amount. So, and wherever he came from or wherever she came from, I mean, life is replete with stories about people who have come from backgrounds that were not so opulent, and they are doing what they need to do.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, someone once said that the future of society are the children of the poor. You understand? So that is aside. So the point is, the people now, let's look at these kids now. Those who are going to those schools where they pay that much, what happens? How do they turn out?
Yeah.
It might take a whole lot of research, as it were, not going online. When I mean research, go and see the line. This school, who have they produced? I mean, when you look at the American system of education, there are kinds of schools where they bring the presidents. Because that is a much more organized society, an environment that works. So they are tailored in a particular kind of way.
Yeah.
But with here, it's quite random.
Let me take you on that one real quick before I lose this thought. Now, there are kind of schools where you can bring the president to give maybe like a speech for graduating students and everything. Would you rather have your child go to that kind of school or the kind of school where, here's the report card, go home, you're graduated? Which school would you have your kid go?
No, I think...
Oh, no, hang on. I want Mike to answer here.
Well, I really don't care.
No, you must. You must.
You know
why I
You
don't
must
care?
pick one.
You know why I don't
No further anecdotes.
No, I don't care. I don't care.
Which
Whatever.
one? Anyone.
Are they
Are you
the same
concerned?
cost?
Are you?
Are they the same cost?
Are they the same cost? No, they're not the same cost. That's
I will
what
do
I'm
what is okay for me.
So,
fine.
no. So this is the point
Which
I was
would
trying to...
you rather,
Wait,
however?
this is the point I was trying... So, Mike, when you said the president goes to the school, do you mean presidents?
No, what
I mean,
that
by
people,
sense
the kind of people,
influence.
students that they produce.
Yes.
So you
go
know
on
that
to
the
be
Ivy League
presidents,
colleges-
right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Not that they come to
Exactly.
Colleges
Okay,
and
fine.
all of that. They have a particular
So,
way because of their structure in a particular way. But look at it here now. Where did our leaders, where did they go to?
Bayer's University
wow.
and everything. Listen,
I'm
Mike.
talking about
No, for most of them
very
actually
relevant
trained
arguments, and
out
this
of
is
the-
not an
out of the
argument, but
country.
very relevant input there. But my question is, don't think about the cost. If you had the option and I say pick one, where would you have your kid go to? Which would you have your kid go to?
Now, I think it is very important to actually not only look at money and how expensive
I'm not looking
things
at
are.
money
No,
here.
seriously, I have a situation, an example very close to home, where you're literally sending a kid to a school because, I mean, not because, but like, okay, the rates are this much and they're high and all of that. And because of that, automatically you start to think that, oh, okay, the standard is good enough. However, your kid is coming
always
home with
that
certain
way.
habits. Do you understand? But
always
then
that
again,
way.
she pulls the kid out of the school and sends them to another school that is not as expensive, and the kids literally starts preparing and rather producing higher. So I would say the onus is on the parents to literally do your background check
Fantastic.
and
There was
actually
this
take
video-
care, like
there was
sort
this
all
video
of that out
training online
before
where
send
they
your
got
kids
the
anywhere.
students and they were singing some lewd Nigerian songs on their graduation or party or something. And then they were crying like, oh, I pay in millions to only have my kid
Sings
go
that
and
dance.
sing.
Now is a social, now is a social.
Go and
it's
sing,
like-
you know, about this kind of vices,
Yeah.
you know. So there's a lot around all of that. And for me,
I haven't landed my point yet, and I'm not
okay.
satisfied.
For me, I just have to say, look for what's okay for you. That the teacher is being paid low doesn't necessarily mean that the teacher is stuck.
That the school is
Can I speak
expensive
from the
doesn't
point
mean
of a
that the
parent
school
who
is-
has a kid in school?
Yeah.
I am satisfied with the level of education my child gets.
that's fine.
I'm so satisfied to the extent that I hope they're not listening. If they asked for more, I might give because I'm very satisfied.
Yeah.
And the one thing in any parent's mind is I want good education for
outcome.
my kid. I want them to
Yes.
come home and I want to see the impact that school is having. Impact now and the influence your child gets from these schools primarily is based on who they associate with, not just the people, the kids around them,
Especially
but
the
also
teachers.
the teachers.
Yes.
Now, if you pay peanuts, you get
I wouldn't
monkeys.
say that, no, not necessarily.
I'm
You know,
coming.
okay, let me-
I will defend
So if
it.
you give
I
me
will
this, you give me-
allow me defend it. If you pay peanuts, you
Not in
get
all
monkeys.
cases,
I'm going to jump on an illustration you gave. You don't want a teacher who is vested in other things and your child is second or third place in their level, in their priority.
So now-
I want somebody who is focused on my child learning.
Okay, so
and
you pay
Yes.
400,000. The teacher has been paid 50,000.
That's
What
my
happened?
point. That's why I'm saying that I'm not with that. I'm absolutely
Exactly.
not
So
with
So
that.
now let me use
So
myself.
I
let me
wouldn't
use
send my kid to that kind of a school.
Let me use myself as an example. Okay, so now I went to an Air Force school, and to the very large extent of it, my school fees was subsidized. Like if I actually mention what I used to pay when I was in secondary school, like a lot of people, you can't even think about it, even like public schools. But because of the fact that the school was run by the Air Force, certain things were sorted out and all of that. But then again, was our standard of education good? It was good, right? Maybe sometimes, yeah, some slips here and there, but then again, I don't think I turned out badly. No, I definitely didn't. But my point is that if they're setting, I feel that just as you said, now First Stack, right, literally has a it's like a community. So everybody understands, okay, fine, this is our level, this is how we are
Yes.
operating
Exactly,
at,
that's
this
another
is the
thing.
standard and all of that. And that is fine. And then let the fees, or rather the rates and the school fees that can apply to those people, apply to those people. But my point is that the outrageously expensive schools doesn't necessarily guarantee.
Nope,
Like,
I don't. I'm not saying that's not what I'm saying. I'm like you just noted. I live in Festac, and I'm okay with the standard of education. I'm okay with the influence. I grew up in Festac. I went to all my schools in Festac, and then LASU. I know the standard I want for my child, and that's what they're giving. It could be better. If I was in some schools in Lekki, it could be fantastic. Can I
that's what
afford
I'm
it?
saying.
No. Why? And then thus I would stay in Festac for that education. I won't go to Lekki and try to form big boy. I want to come start paying 1 million
People
naira
actually
per
do
term.
that, as I said.
You know, I'm not gonna. Yeah. In any case, we've spoken plenty. What's your opinion? Do tell us. Would like to know if you're a parent or you're aspiring to be one.
Yeah.
Let's know what kind of education and how you feel about the instance that we put forward here today. It's Wake Up Nigeria. We've got more coming your way. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We'll be back. And you're welcome. It's time for the papers. And of course, I have Mr. Mike Mesikeno in the house here with me today. We're going to be reviewing the papers together. Morning, Mike, and welcome.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so together we have a couple of papers, headlines, front pages that you guys need to know about. So I'm going to be starting from the Punch newspaper this morning. And right front center, we have for the Punch. NLC TUC lambest Tinubu as fuel hits 630 naira per litre, shun negotiations. Labour kicks against 8,000 naira palliative, says Tinubu deviated from making Nigeria better. NNPCL defends new pump price. Fueling stations shut. Queues resurface in Abuja and Lagos. This is all front page for the Punch newspaper. We talked about this at the start of the show regarding 630 naira per litre. It's hard times for Nigerians, very, very hard times, and it's about time that people actually stop looking to, it would seem that it's about time people stop looking to the government for succor and try to perhaps maybe by themselves try and see
They've
ways
always
that they
been,
can.
they've all never really.
I
they've
guess
always
living
been
in
doing
Nigeria is a
themselves,
survival
yeah.
skill.
So
You could put it that
those
way.
don't know why they are short. They should just whatever happens, they should open, and then whatever people can afford, they just go out there and get it.
Oh, very grim. The headlines continue on the Punch newspaper. Tinubu backtracks, reviews proposed 8,000 naira cash palliatives. Everybody wondering what this will go toward now, and we're hoping that it's something that will be much more sustainable and also fast spreading across everybody. Sustained air attacks on terrorists. Commander tells troops and in North Central Southwest ex-governors may replace Adamu Onishore. It goes on with photo stories of fuel queues across the nation and prices increase on the price boards for the fueling stations. What paper do you have, Mike?
Okay, the Nation, yeah. Tinubu orders release of grains to 50 million farmers on orders. That is quite something. Our president directs a review of 8,000 naira cash transfer to poor households. Over the flag of the paper there, we can see UK agency OK's naira for trade financing. Senate House to probe NNPCL, NDDC, and others. CBN access 2,698 BDCs. Heatwave threatens life in US and Europe. NPA targets 500 billion naira revenue. And then there's a picture story there right underneath. Market forces driving price of petrol, says Kiari. NNPCL, price of petrol will go up and down as prevailing situation dictates. And there you can see the picture of the GMD of NNPCL there. Senate seeks immediate action on Ondo Ocean surge. And Ibrahim's motion gets support. All of this on the front page of The Nation.
Moving on now to the Vanguard newspaper for a Wednesday here. It still persists. I mean, the same headline across all the major newspapers. Anger as petrol hits 668 naira per litre in Lagos, 617 in Abuja and others. Plenty of riders to accompany that one of which is local fueling, refining only way out, says NECA, something that we talked about here last week, if you remember. At the top for the Vanguard, court asks EcoBank to pay Honeywell 72.2 billion naira damages and exchange rate. Foreign scholarships to be suspended for 2 years, says TED Fund. It's hit home, it's hit hard, it's hit education already. Reps to security agencies stop setting vessels with stolen crude oil on fire. Mike, you were here last week when we talked about the one that was destroyed by the Air Force after it was confiscated and that it was destroyed. Remember what I said about the destruction, whether it was the best idea? What about the implications when it comes to pollution and all of that? We're looking for these oils, these material, I mean crude itself, and then we're setting it ablaze. Counterproductive?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe, probably.
Big question. At the bottom for the Vanguard newspaper, this headline here, subsidy removal, Tinubu orders review of proposed 8,000 naira cash transfer. And I think we've seen every other headline across the papers we've had today. Except this one, anthrax, stop eating meat from sick animals. NCDC warns Nigerians. I wouldn't think that this would be something that people would do, but I would be surprised if there are instances where people actually have or eat sick animals. That would...
How will you know the animal is sick?
Well, you would know if it's down for a minute and not having any...
Is it you that kill it or eat it?
Well, that's why you have people, Mike.
No, but let me see. How many...
Okay,
goats
so
yesterday? You know how he died?
That is very true.
So, yeah.
The end user,
you went to the
end consumer.
Do you know what happened?
The end
don't.
So I trust that there's an agency in place that should actually vet whatever animals are going to be killed at abattoirs.
How often do they visit the abattoirs? How often do they get there? I mean, it's easy to just, when they prepared it, I mean, well, Chef Tina can talk about that one and give us some more insight on that one. But the point is that you are the end consumer, you don't know how the meat was killed, you don't know how it died.
It raises plenty of concerns. Are you saying I should stop eating meat now?
Yeah, even what do you want to eat? Fish?
Perhaps, maybe.
Even fish, chef. Well, do you know how it died? Do you know what it eats in the ocean? Even vegetable that
Our final paper for today.
This life.
Daily Trust newspaper here, big headline, FG on path to dictatorship, says the NLC will resort to self-help. Commuters groan as commercial drivers hike fares, only to be expected. Market forces responsible, says NNPCL. Increased minimum wage to 100,000 naira, says civil society, and Tinubu orders review of 8,000 naira palliatives at the top. Finally, flight service begins on Lagos-Ibadan fast train. And Senate may get ministerial list today. BON kicks on NBC Mall's license fee hike, broadcasting code review. That's something for most broadcast owners to mull over. And farmers flee Borno villages as Boko Haram killings return. There are many other headlines here which you might want to take on, maybe after you have or pick up the Daily Trust newspaper. But that's all we can accommodate inside of the headlines for today. Thank you very much, Mr. Mike, for joining me. And plenty of food for thought. And I really do mean that intentionally. Food for thought.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Chef Tina,
Chef Tina, I don't know.
Maybe Winfrey.
Winfrey, Chef Tina,
Yeah,
what do you guys think? What do we do now?
About eating meat from sick animals.
How do you know the animal is sick? Like, you just eat what you buy.
You ask.
You ask, and they will tell you.
Ask.
No, at the market, they tell you, this one, na malaria, this one, na anthrax, this one, na HIV. Don't.
Mike, you know, the fact still remains that for us, you know, that actually attend to a lot of people, what we do is we go to abattoir ourselves and we'll get live one, you know, to process. And we have a lot of people not eating live frozen foods. People will want to eat it fresh.
Fresh, yes.
For me, when I go to anywhere, maybe to purchase the protein I want, I really want to get it straight. That's why I like, let me be honest to you, I like it fresh.
Fresh, yes. Just like we have now. We have here on our table some fresh-looking proteins. Good morning and welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. So now tell me, Chef Tina, what are we making today?
Okay, this is actually my secret. I'm making Chef Tina local seafood rice.
Local seafood rice. Now, it's local, it's seafood, and it's rice. All right, tell me, what exactly do we need to bring this recipe to life?
Okay, we have a lot of seafood here. We have a snail.
We have baby snails. Please, where did you find? Where did you find them?
This is the one I really love most.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I got it at the market.
Uh-huh.
Then we have our crab. There's periwinkle. We have our shrimps here. Then there's palm oil. Onions, we have our crayfish, then we have our locust beans, then seasoning cube salt, and this is my special hot chili.
That's what I'm interested in. Please, what exactly is in this hot chili? Tell me.
Winifred. I will not tell you.
You have to tell me. No, this one will fight. You have to tell me what is this. I see how the thing is just. I know there's pepper. Okay, let me. There's pepper. There's thyme. There's onions. I can see it. Oh, once again, there's oil, of course.
I won't.
Tell me now, it's not fair.
I won't.
Okay, now for once of time, tell me how do we start? How do we make this dish? It seems like a one-pan dish.
Yes.
We have our rice also in the pots
Yes,
already.
we have our rice.
Boiled.
Boiled.
Okay. Okay.
So we're good to go. We have our palm oil.
Yeah.
You know. Someone asked, all this going for rice?
Like for one pot of
dish.
rice,
Ah.
man. Even see the crabs.
This is
It's definitely going to be a heat. And our chopped onions goes in next.
next, yeah.
Okay.
so we just allow the palm oil to heat up a
To
little.
heat up a bit, but not to
No.
bleach. No, just heat up a bit.
Just heat up a little bit.
Okay.
Because we want the oil, the onions well fried.
Well fried. Okay. Amazing.
So what I'm trying to do, I don't like using so much oil.
Oil.
Yes.
Okay.
On a good day, if I really want to make it, I will do ×2 of this.
Oh, of this oil. Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
let me just work on this
With
one.
this one. All right, amazing. So in case you're just joining us, we're actually making Chef Tina's secret local seafood rice, right? And for that, we have the ingredients right now on your screen. Let's see what that's like. Of course, we have the rice. We have the ingredients on the screen. Can we have the ingredients on the screen, please? While we're waiting for the oil to heat up. So yeah, of course, starting off, we have salt, we have rice, we have snails, we have onions, shrimp, palm oil, Uziza leaf, periwinkle, seasoning cube, Chef Tina's chili sauce that she refused to tell us about. We'll find the recipe, whether you like it or not. So now tell me, Uziza, can we use scent leaf in place of that? Or is it or can we use any other leaf?
You can actually use any other leaf.
Okay.
The game plan is just, you know, for presentation. That's
Presentation.
when it comes in. Because if you add oziza
Mm-hmm.
into a pot of locust beans,
Mm-hmm.
it will just take the flavor off.
Oh, really?
Yes, oziza is very strong.
It's very strong, so
Yeah.
it take the flavor off. Oh,
Yes,
wow.
so the onions goes in
Mm-hmm.
next.
Nice. Oh, I like how white your onions are.
Yeah, I love
Very,
white
very nice.
onions.
Yeah.
So we just allow the onions to just cook for like few minutes.
Few minutes, okay.
On a good day, it's supposed to be brown, you know, so we'll just allow it for a while. Then the next thing that is going to go in is actually the chili.
The chili.
pepper.
Please now. That big. Tell me now.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, thank you.
But I'm not going to say it on air.
Yeah, I'm going to say it on air. Yeah, no. So that you don't go and dub it. No problem. That's fine. But okay, now this is your own special recipe. You came up with this recipe.
Yes, this is my
nice.
recipe.
Nice, nice.
You know, as day goes by, we're trying to let's do our local thing.
Very true, very
we came up the other time. We're talking about the program coming up
Yes,
very soon. So
yes.
we want to go real local. People will say, we just give me continental dishes.
Continental dishes.
And we have
So
much.
many. True. Very true.
So much.
Yeah, amazing. And the amazing thing about the food and about food generally is the fact that it's art, right? You can mix and match anything and just get different
Yes.
results. Because a lot of times, a lot of people complain that, we have very, very limited options here in Nigeria and all of that. It's just lack of creativity, in my opinion.
That
But yeah,
is it.
yeah, of course.
That's
and of course,
it.
at the event you're talking about now, we will definitely be having several recipes there
yeah.
and all that. So are people actually allowed to come to
Yes.
the event? Okay, so it's an open event.
It's an open
You come, taste, and
Taste
eat.
and go.
Oh wow! Come taste, eat food, enjoy. What else did you ask for?
So the next thing is this pepper is actually hot.
It's hot. Okay.
It's hot.
It's very hot.
It's hot. So you just you just have to be selfish when you're using it. If not, I'm not there. oh.
I'm not there. All right, and I smell it already. The onion frying.
Yeah.
Smells good. The palm oil. You adding more?
Yes.
Ew.
Because of the seafood.
Okay, because of the seafood. Okay,
Yeah,
true.
seafood consume a lot of
Of,
hotness. So
all right, amazing.
just allow this to go.
Yeah. Okay, so let's allow Chef Tina get into all of this. We actually have to go on a quick break right now, and when we come back, still so much more happening right here on Wake Up Nigeria. We'll be right back.
Welcome. Now, we have a very interesting session here with us with somebody very special as well. We're joined by Bukola Olatijere. Now, she's a seasoned expert in business administration. She is an entrepreneur and a certified human resource manager professional. Currently, she serves at the helm of affairs for the management team at Xylus, where she has helped steer organizations' affairs towards greater heights and achieve success, which is evident in the company's revenue within the last 2 years. You are welcome, Bukola. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Grand. Now, we're talking about women in leadership and the participation of women in leadership. It's a special event every single day because we are beginning to see more and more women inside of positions that in the past would only find men. Well, my first question to you is there still a need to have this conversation of women being represented in positions of leadership?
Yes, yes. And I believe you agree with me that countries where women are leaders are very high in their per capita income.
Okay.
They are very high in their growth rate, and also they enjoy relative peace in such countries. So if Nigeria too can create an environment for women to emerge as leaders, I believe we will begin to experience tremendous change compared to what we have presently.
So do you think in Nigeria women are being underrepresented in these positions?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, women are still very much underrepresented in some sectors, such as the power sector, the manufacturing, shop floors, and even in politics. We are still very much underrepresented.
Are you sure it's not because women don't want to put themselves out there in these positions, or are they being stifled? Which is it? Are there a big number of women who are endeavoring, who are trying for these positions? Or is it just that people are like, no, 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 she's a woman, I don't, no women, please. Which is it of the two?
Okay. I think women are trying to come out, but the opportunities out there is not enough. So we need to create more enabling environment for women to emerge as leaders by making the requirements to such positions, by making it accommodating for women to fit in, and also by educating girl child. Because that is one thing that we need to eradicate from this present generation. Some people still believe that a girl child should not be educated, a girl child should not be trained. And in our company, Zealous Group International, we are keen about empowering women. Because we know that when you empower a girl child, you have actually empowered a nation.
Exactly.
And that is why the larger percentage of us in Zealous Group International are women.
Ooh, that's fantastic. Wood for the women. I was going to ask, actually, but you already sort of like answered it. What could be done to change this whole dynamic where women are underrepresented? But you say educate and make sure that the requirements for women to participate in these positions are available. Make sure that it's easy for women to attain.
Yes.
But specifically now, how can an organization, especially, let's start from an organization, make sure that they're empowering women to be in these positions? Now, education is another thing. That's for your parents to make sure that they do. But as an organization, how can I empower women for bigger positions, for leadership positions?
First, by creating enabling environment for them to excel. There are some strict actions that we need to temper down, because we know that women, they are nation builder. And when a woman comes into an organization, they collaborate more. They encourage team building and team bonding, and thereby leading to creativity and innovation, taking the company to a greater height.
That's natural for women to actually want to work with a team. It's easier for women because it's like in their nature to actually bind to or bring together people. It's like that mother hen.
Yes.
In any instance. So that's quite interesting. Now, I'm going to, or as a business, I have to create these environments like you said. But what are the challenges to look out for while I'm trying to engineer these very perfect instances for women to excel? What challenges do you face, or do women face generally?
Okay. I want to say that one of, like me, in my industry, one of the challenges I face is that working with some artisans, because you being a woman, they feel like you can't control me, you can't. So you have to be on top of these artisans to ensure that they help you deliver within your timeline.
How do you do that, being a woman, noting that that is a thing that you know that men wouldn't like being subject to women? How do you manage that? Have you had to acquire any kind of skill, interpersonal skill that helps to manage that kind of stuff?
Yes, it is emotional intelligence.
Oh.
Yes, emotional intelligence. And it has been proven over time that women outscore men in the areas of emotional intelligence because we are able to we empathize and collaborate more.
Okay, pause. So, I'm a software engineer. I'm the best you have at Xylus.
Okay.
I'm also very, very proud because I know that I can do this job very well. So don't talk to me. I drive a Benz and I come in anytime I want to. And that's my problem. I always come in late. But you would require me to come in early. Remember, I'm very proud though. And I have Wahala at home and everything. How would you pass that information across to me in a way that wouldn't combobulate?
Still emotional intelligence.
How would you do that? I'm at work right now. My name is Engineer Nee.
So,
How would you tell it to me if you were going to use emotional intelligence
yes.
to pass that across?
So, in this modern age now, you don't have to be bossy. When relating with your staff, you need to first hear them out.
Okay.
Try to bring them closer. Know the reasons why they do what they do. Teach them.
You are
They
right.
might not know what they are doing is wrong. So teach and encourage them. As you continue to do, they become better at what they do and also deliver to you exactly what you want.
Fantastic. You're right, because at home, I have to pay school fees for 4 different children, and my wife doesn't, you know. Well, listen, thank you very much, Bukola, for coming in to give us these information. Do you offer mentorship programs? Because that would be something women can actually learn from.
Well, in terms of mentorship, before you say you want to mentor someone, you have to be convinced that such person actually wants to be mentored. Because if you say you want to mentor somebody and the person is...
Okay.
So first of all, the person must
Be
show
teachable.
exactly.
Oh, thank you very much.
Teachable.
Because unfortunately, we've run out of time. There's so many questions I wanted to ask you, but I think we've done fine. Thank you very much for absolutely telling that it is possible for women to attain these heights in leadership and for being here on our show. I hope that you can come back next time we can talk.
Yes, I will.
That was fun, wasn't it? Well, do stay tuned. Let's find out, before we go into the next hour, how far things have gone inside of the kitchen. And then perhaps maybe we'll be back to start another hour for you. But Winfrey, what's happening in there?
Oh, yeah, amazing stuff happening here, actually. We're still here with Chef Tina. We're making our local seafood rice with a special recipe, which she refused to tell us about. But then again, we see the rice, we actually have put it in. So we started with the palm oil, right?
Yes.
And then
onions.
Yeah, then the onions.
Then the hot chili sauce.
The hot chili sauce
We
mix.
added our seasoning cube and our salt. So far, that's what.
So far, that's what's here, and then rice, of course. And after we put the rice in, we added some water as well.
Water, yeah.
And now we're allowing it to boil out. Okay, so now tell me, what will be going in next and in what order? Because I know seafood, we're really particular about the way it goes in. So which one goes in first? Which one is tougher? Which one is...
Actually, everything here is already pre-cooked.
Oh, okay.
Pre-cooked.
The periwinkles as well.
No, just the periwinkle. You can actually pre-cook.
Pre-cook, yeah.
Periwinkle, it will just go too soft.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to add next is I'll add my
Crab, okay.
The snail will go in. Then the shrimps, periwinkle will go in.
Okay.
Then I'm going to add my crayfish and the eru.
Because I actually thought the eru would have gone in to the frying process before now.
No.
So
I
no.
want that local
Raw taste to
yeah.
be in it. Oh, okay, so that's actually a secret of,
Yes.
okay, not putting everything. So even if you want to fry some, maybe you still add some.
yeah, you
later.
actually get that.
Get that taste. Okay, amazing. Then, of course, the uziza.
The uziza is actually for
Decor.
you know,
Garnishing.
just garnishing.
On the side. Okay,
the
so we're not
side,
putting it
yes.
inside. We don't want it to take up all
Yes.
this. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so now, what other way for people? I know some people, Mike especially, he doesn't eat seafood, doesn't like seafood. So what other way can we remix this but still leave that local special delicacy?
I will prefer whoever that wants to do it the other way. You get that assorted.
Okay.
You see, we go to that beef
Yes,
again.
yes,
For me,
yes.
Sincerely, I like seafood.
Yes.
I like seafood, and I've come to realize that there is real difference when you eat seafood and with other beef and stuff,
Yes.
proteins like that. Because these get digest easily.
Quickly, yeah, very true, very true. Very true.
Easily. So I just feel as we're growing, we should
Have more
Yes.
seafood into our diets. All right, amazing. Thank you, Chef Tina. Very, very insightful. I mean, giving us the cookie tips, still giving us the health tips as well. We love it that way. Okay, right about now, it is the top of the hour, and we have to actually go up and start all over again. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome once again to the best breakfast show on Nigerian television with the best host, with the best content created specifically just for you.
Is that a compliment? Are you saying I'm the best
Oh,
host?
yes, absolutely.
Stop it, I like it. In any case, first hour has just come by. Normally it's a warm-up for everything, but hey, second hour, we also think it's great as well, but you missed out on a lot. But welcome, we still have so much more in store for you guys for joining us. Next 45 minutes, golden.
Oh, yes, of course. And of course, very, very busy in the kitchen is Chef Tina. Don't worry, a
Yay.
special jollof local is definitely on the way, and we'll be seeing her very, very soon. So yeah, hang in.
Now remember, now you can catch all of this goodness on GOTV channel 16 if you're on GOTV, or UHF Band 49 is where you can find us on terrestrial.
And of course, you can also stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Now we have an app, just in case you didn't know, but I'm sure that you did, just that you haven't downloaded it yet.
Yeah.
Please, we get paid by the number of downloads that you guys make. Please download the app now. iOS and also Google Play Store, especially Google Play Store. They're the ones that we are looking out for. Yeah? iOS people, yeah. Google Play Store, go out there and download now, please.
Big crushes. My name is Wifrak Bedeshi.
My name is Mazino Appeal. Together we're giving you the next 45 minutes of awesomeness. Now we still have so much to go. Coming up, Morello, like Winfrey said from before, is going to be giving us a very interesting rendition of one of his thrilling performances or musical artwork. So watch out for that one right here. Finally, joining us on the couch for a chat, we have Nigerian filmmaker Adebola Ogunshina. He'll be here to tell us more about being a film producer and more, about everything he's been through.
Yeah.
We're joined by him in just about a bit. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
Yesterday you weren't here.
No.
We had a chat on the kitchen desk, and we talked about very sparsely the instance of this seemingly, it now seems like he's a sensation because he's even got a brand name. He's called Killer Boy.
Really?
What had happened was that he's responsible for the death of his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he's on the run. But while he's on the run, he's still tweeting, or rather he's still making comments and posts on social media. Her brother, however, only yesterday, I think, put up a post on social media that was very interesting. You had information on that. What exactly did he say?
So, I mean, her brother put out a really long post talking about how he feels, talking about how sad he is, of course, of her passing. But then again, I think most importantly was him expressing how he actually felt really bad that she tried to reach out more and build a relationship with him and all of that, but he wasn't necessarily responsive to it. He was even saying that he can't believe that the last message she actually sent him was left unread by him because, according to him, it's not like he had anything against her. He just wasn't great at building communication, and all of that, relationship and stuff like that. So he was just saying that he wishes he did more. He wishes he did better. He wishes he actually warned her about the boy because apparently I think he mentioned that he probably saw some weird signs that probably warned her about, but probably decided to keep quiet. So I don't know, it just brought me thinking, what is our relationship with our family members, friends, and all of that.
And how that influences our other relationships.
Exactly, exactly. And sometimes some people literally, I know some family members can be quite extra and excess, do you understand? Trying to probably advise and over-advise and probably impose their and all of that. But then again,
very interesting, this instance you just pulled.
Yeah.
My mother only just called me, and she's asking about some very interesting details that I don't want to share. But she's asking, she's pushing. And I'm kind of like asking her, begging her, please, not now, wrong timing. But I'm realizing from what you've just said and the instance you're trying to create that I actually need that concern.
Exactly.
I don't need to bash it and say, oh, you're disturbing me. Because that in a long way also influences the relationship I have with other people and how that can be a make or mar situation.
Yeah.
In this case, if she had better relationship or if he had a better relationship with her,
maybe
they've had more concern over what she's going through, who she's with and all of that, and it wouldn't have been the result that we got eventually.
So my question is, what does this do, putting it out? He has always been, according to him, somebody who is reclusive and all of that. So what's this one?
Yeah. So even he was actually saying it, that he doesn't even understand why he's here on social media ranting and talking to people that don't know him and all of that when he could have done that.
You've not found this guy. This guy is still tweeting and all of that. And then you are going all this one. It doesn't, because I think I saw somewhere the same as like, oh, I'm not making it about me. Oh, God, go and sit down, Jerry. You wish. For me, let them get the guy who is still on the run and all of that, and then let justice take its due course. That's just it for me on that particular issue.
Right.
Well, let's find out what you think. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeriaOnTVC. That's what we'd like you to use. We've got more inside the next few minutes here for the show, especially inside the kitchen where you guys are whipping up a storm.
Yeah. Welcome back into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. I'm still here with Chef Tina. Chef Tina, what's going on? I think our rice is actually almost ready.
Almost ready.
Ooh, it looks nice. Even like this. I think I can even eat it like this without all of this obstructions inside. But then again, that's very important. So we definitely need to get to that part. So now tell me, what's going in now? Our crabs are going in now?
Crab is going in.
Yay. Yeah. To be very, very honest, people that are crazy about crabs, Halima, basically, what is this inside crab that people see? I just see it as stress. Like, yo, it's stressful. Why? You don't understand? Like, before you get in, except you just eat it with the shell and all of that. But anyways, I mean, the crab literally looks really well cooked.
It's well cooked.
It's well cooked, yeah. So
The
nice.
next thing we just had is
The baby snails. Yeah, our cute baby snails. Nice. And then
the shrimp.
the shrimp, okay. Like, oh, wow. Wow, this is native rice like no other, man. Native rice like no other. Looks really, really good. Well done, chef.
Thank you.
Okay, so at what point are we adding the crayfish and the
I'll
iru? I
add
mean,
crayfish now.
now, okay.
Just little. You don't add so much of crayfish because
Why?
of other things.
Because of the seafood.
Seafood.
Okay, so that's the thing I think I need to be aware of. That certain flavors can overshadow
Yes.
certain flavors. Because some people think, I mean, that you're cooking, just be pouring it inside.
No.
As long as it's crayfish, just pour the crayfish. So that's not the situation, yeah.
Then you just allow it to simmer.
Yeah,
Few
for a bit,
minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
You now had
your periwinkle.
You know, I like that periwinkle. You see that greenish?
Yeah, yes, it's
it,
definitely
yeah.
going to make it more colorful.
Colorful.
With the contrast, it's going to contrast with the color of the rice
Yeah.
and all of that. It's definitely going to look really, really inviting. Nice, nice, nice. I mean, we're almost there. So you were telling me, you were just telling me about your daughters and they are different, or rather, your daughter and her are different recipe. Tell me, at what age did you introduce her to cooking?
She started cooking at the age of 5.
5!
Yes. At the age
Wow.
of 5.
Could her hand reach the cooker?
Yes. Then I was actually putting stew so close to the
Oh, nice.
and
okay.
there's something we do in the kitchen. She will want to compete with me.
Confused? Oh, wow. Wow.
She wants to compete with me.
Wow.
So amazingly, most of the recipe I cook on stage here,
Yeah.
she's actually the one. Like, Mommy, why not
Try this. Oh,
Why not
amazing.
try this? And the next thing she does, she will just give it a name.
A
And I'm
name.
like, wow,
All
this
right.
is not what I thought of.
Amazing. Oh, wow. We'll definitely consider that just with your daughter. Then again, we're literally almost done with this native rice right now. And we'll definitely be seeing the outcome the next time we're back in the kitchen. But still, Wake Up Nigeria. We have to go on a quick break right now. When we come back, still so much happening here. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back. And today it's relationship, and we'll be discussing balancing roles and responsibilities in a relationship. We have Olatunji Ayola, a family life coach, relationship and marriage counselor, who's passionate about helping couples live a fulfilling and enriching intimate life. Great to have you. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
So balancing roles and responsibilities in a relationship, right? Okay, let's get straight to it. What kind of responsibilities are supposed to be there in a relationship involving, okay, now you're talking about an intimate relationship, as it were.
Yes, sir.
All right, so what are the responsibilities that are supposed to be shared amongst these people that you're talking about, that you want to talk about?
All right, so we assume that in intimate relationships, it takes two to tango. It means that you need to put in the work for the marriage or the relationship to work. And then a relationship will not just work just like that. You have to do things. You have to probably, for instance, as a woman, you have to, how do I put it now? You have to love and show that you care about your spouse, for instance. And as a man, you also have to show that. That's a role, that's a responsibility that if you're not, how do I put it? If you're not, what's the word now? If you're not intentional about it, you just coast in your relationship. So there has to be clearly defined roles that is happening in your intimate relationships, so that your relationship is not just blare and just, very boring. And then when we now take it down to marriage, I have a lot of clients that come in for counseling, and the problem that they have is that that's for married people. They have issues with gender roles. Like, I hear things like, oh, I'm married, and then my spouse thinks that he's a man, and then all he needs to bring to the table is money. That's his only role in the marriage right now. And I'm not feeling fulfilled because it's not emotionally filling up my love tank, right? And then as a man, I hear things like, I give her all the money, and that's okay. That's all I think I should be bringing to the table. But the woman feels like he brings the money, but I mean, he doesn't even take care of the children. I mean, helping the children to probably do their homework, their assignments, or even go out to the park to have fun. Every other thing is outsourced to the wife. Then the man takes the easy way out. That's what I hear a lot during counseling, and just brings the money, and then that's all. There's no emotional, he's not playing his emotional role. He's not playing his psychological role, even his role as a friend in marriage. That's what I hear most of the times during counseling. And meanwhile, a lot of men are like, I feel like my only role should be providing for my family.
So how do they sort out these sort of issues? When they rise up, when they feel, when there is that, there's no common ground on what roles each particular party should play, how do they sort this kind of issue?
That's where communication comes in, because there are a lot of assumptions before marriage. You assume some things are like this or that. That's where you have to have real life conversations and then agree. What are you going to be doing? What do you expect? First of all, the expectations. Most of the times when couples are very upset in marriage is because there are unmet expectations. So first of all, as a man and a woman, clearly define your expectations. Some men feel like a woman should be in the kitchen if it has to do with the house chores. Whether she has a job, a business, a career, she should also be in the kitchen like 24/7. While some women feel like, I have a job, we can share the responsibilities in the kitchen. Even if you're bringing in the money, I'll still like emotional support with the children. I still like that you maybe take a bath for the children in the mornings. Like, you know, so the woman has a lot of expectations, and the man also has a lot of expectations that are unspoken. That's the problem. They don't speak about these expectations. So the first thing is speak about these expectations. As a man, what do you think, you know, when you were growing up, how did you think a woman should act or behave in marriage, for instance? Then you table it. And then the woman will also go ahead and, you know, tell you things like, you're not meant to be only a provider. I want X, Y, Z. Then find a middle ground, a common ground.
It doesn't always come this easy.
Well, conversations help. Trust me, communication helps. So in the beginning, it will be hard. So imagine if you're a man and all you know is go to work and just provide the money.
Yeah, because
and then now you have to do the dishes. You have to do dishes.
A lot of men.
Yeah, and then now you have to bathe the children. You have to babysit for a while your wife takes a nap, right? It's very strange, but what I usually advise couples to do is to take it one day at a time, right? You can review in a week or in a month, how is it going? It's not going to be perfect, especially the first maybe 6 months to 1 year. But if you're really concerned about your marriage and your relationship and you want this thing to work, right? You want to do better, you want to act on it. So the first time it can be that you probably I've had men that tell you that I don't even know how to bathe my children. Yeah, I've had that, you know, they come in for counseling. And I'm like, okay, how about this? Let's start during the weekends when it's not school, Monday to Friday, and you have to rush. How about Saturdays? Stay in the bathroom with your wife, see how she's doing it. And then the next week, you start doing it, right? So for women, money is good, amazing, right? But that's not what a woman is looking forward to. Women have a lot of things that they would like to be filled. Emotional tanks, right? A man doing the dishes can mean the difference between her saying no at night. Trust me.
Well, now, the thing now is this. Before marriage, some of these things should have known this about themselves.
It's hard when you're not living together because you don't cohabit together before marriage. When you're married, that's when you now stay in the same space. You share the same space.
But
before then,
how do you advise against cohabiting?
Absolutely not, because even at that, it's still the same thing, right? The only difference is you find out
that won't hide if you cohabit. At least for a while before the marriage, because everything cannot. if you're going into a contract or so, as it were, that is supposed to take you for life and is that serious, shouldn't you have some idea? Isn't it?
Absolutely,
isn't it, you
should have an
blind
idea. That's why
is
you
really-
should read. A lot of people go into marriage. I mean, some people have never picked up a book to read about marriage. Some people, because you feel, okay, for my career, I should read about it, take exams. I don't know, before people get married, I'm not sure they take any exams, right? So I'm not sure they do anything, before getting married, apart from the very little premarital counseling. So the first thing is learn more about what you're getting into. You don't have to cohabit to do that. You don't have to, jump the gun, because that's basically jumping the gun.
There are a lot of things you won't know if you don't cohabit.
Absolutely. So that's
No
the
matter how
beauty
much-
about marriage. When you get into marriage, then you discover, because not everything is gloomy. There are a lot of beautiful things in marriage that you then discover, like, oh my God, I should have gotten married earlier, because it's really beautiful. So I believe that you should prepare for marriage. Prepare, read books, learn. And in Africa as a whole, I see that a lot of people are not very used to therapy, counseling. You can just make up your mind to invest in that before marriage, or even in marriage. It's more important in marriage, so that all these issues that that we encounter, you can navigate them. I mean, we're talking about balancing the roles in relationships. If you have someone to hold your hand while you're navigating this, sometimes some couples tell me, oh my God, it feels so stormy. It feels so, I didn't expect this. I was expecting, just lovey-dovey and all that. But if you prepare that, I will put in the work. The work is going to therapy. The work is reading books. The work is making up your mind that you're going to do the best that you can, and you have an open mind. So imagine the man that comes from a house or a home where the only thing that the father does is give money. It's not wrong, because that's how he was brought up.
He was brought up.
But it's wrong if he continues in that light in marriage. It means he doesn't want his marriage to work. The same thing goes for the woman, right? Okay, if you feel like the only thing that you have to add is maybe taking care of the children. Some men these days, I have people coming to counseling and like, I wouldn't mind 50-50. I mean, the bills are high.
Okay,
right?
we'll pick up from this, because there's quite a lot you have to say about this. Maybe we'll probably have a part 2 on this one.
All
Okay?
right.
Thank you very much. That's all the time I can take now.
It's been an amazing show so far, and finally joining us on the couch for a final conversation is Nigerian filmmaker Adebola Ogunshina. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm very good.
Why are you laughing?
Is the stress?
Is the stress in you,
Ogunshina.
Abi? I just said, let me calm down and then take it again. Okay, so
Well,
now we're talking earlier, you were telling me of how you're a filmmaker. I mean, you direct, you produce, you write scripts, you run shows and things like that. So now tell me, how did you find yourself on this path to being a filmmaker? And what is it about filmmaking that literally just keeps you going back?
I studied theater arts, so almost naturally you would venture into filmmaking.
Why not dancing? You look like a dancer.
No. Dance is very difficult. In fact, I still posted something on my status. Like yesterday, I was at my child's graduation ceremony in a school, and I saw my son dancing, and I'm like, this guy, the apple did not fall too far away from the tree.
Amazing. Okay, so now you actually studied theater arts, and then you came out and decided. What was your first directing? What was your directing debut like?
First directing?
What was your directing debut?
Oh, yeah. So that's Awaladunde. Well, no. I'd done some short films on my own. I tried to learn from people, and then I realized that some of them were just going to stress me, victimize me. So I just said, no, I wasn't going to do this again. I would go on YouTube and learn. And then I would learn on the job as well. So I started making my own short films. In fact, as a matter of fact, I started from recording my friends in the flat, and then I'll stop, I'll pause, then play. I'll tell them what to do and then play. They'll do it and then pause again.
And then pause again.
And
okay,
that's film.
Literally where it started from. Amazing. I mean, you make it sound so easy and simple and direct. But I know that writing, producing, and directing are definitely no child's play. Now, have you been on a set where you had to do the three of them? Where you had to write a script, be a director, interpret the script, and then as a producer, pull resources together?
Yes, I have. Awaladunde, I did that on Awaladunde as well. I was the head writer, and I directed. And then even recently, Man Pikin, where
Okay.
I was the showrunner and director.
Okay.
I had to edit all the script and then direct all the episodes.
Wow.
And then, I mean, when you're showrunner, you are going to do some producing duties.
course,
so I did almost everything.
So what was multitasking like? I do not want to imagine.
Tough.
I can.
Tough, but interesting.
Tough but interesting. So we were talking earlier, you were telling me of how you actually are more into native Nigerian movies, movies that literally speak our local dialect. So now why is that?
So I have a theory, and it's my own theory, that we would be better off if we speak in our local languages
Okay.
than if we speak in English.
Okay.
But, you know, it's just my own theory.
Okay.
So, it comes from, it's born out of this. You know, I thought, okay, if I give an actor an English script to read, he first translates into his local language, and then he now starts thinking of characterization. Whereas if it's in your local language, you just start
deliver.
acting, you just deliver. You know, rather than now first interpret, and then you now take that whole process to now get into characterization. So it's a lot for me. So I just feel, let me take that out and let them speak in their local language. And
So
it's been very nice.
It's been very nice. So when you write script, do you write local scripts in local languages?
Yes.
You
I
actually
understand
write-
Yoruba very well.
Oh, wow. So you write a whole script in I would love to see what
Yes.
that looks like. You actually write all of that in Yoruba.
Yes.
And they actually deliver it. Because it's true, characterization is very important in filmmaking, as well as, I mean, when you talk about the interpretation of the script, there's certain things in Yoruba you can definitely not say in English. Do you understand? And
they're
vice
not.
versa. So it's definitely bringing us back to our roots. Now, that brings us to the type of movies that the Nigerian movie industry actually creating these days. What do you have to say about it? So now we're seeing a lot of movies where we're going deep into our roots and producing, or rather, pulling out those stories, right? But then again, we're seeing that even in those stories pull out, they're still trying to mix it with the Western way of doing things. That's why the fact, I mean, we're still trying to keep and retain our culture in this movie. So now what do you have to say about that mix and match?
I mean, it's fine. I particularly love that we are now doing more of our more of our films in local languages. I mean, there's King of Thieves. And then after King of Thieves, you now have a lot of films in that genre. You know, that's what people are doing now. And it's interesting to me to see. In some of my own films as well, I try to have some form of blend.
Okay.
Yoruba, yes. But Yoruba takes 80% of the whole thing.
No.
But you also want to blend with English because you want to you want to attract other
natives.
So,
very true. Okay, so
that's
now we
what
have
do.
one of your clips here. I think Mofe.
Mofe.
Mofe, yes, we actually have it here. So let's see a clip from that. We're talking on it in a bit.
September 7, 2019, introduction, Keta.
Nice. So you were a director on this one.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so now
A producer.
And a producer. So now I saw some really prominent characters in there. So how do you manage to, how is it managing characters on set? From a producer's point of view.
Yeah, I mean, it's communication, basically. Communication. If it's so easy to manage actors because you must have some form of agreement before they even come on the project.
Yeah.
And if you notice that any actor is trying to be difficult, you communicate.
Communicate.
Rather than get angry, you communicate.
Now tell me, what was Mofe about?
So it's simple. It's based off a couple who based the planning of their wedding on the promises of a distant uncle.
Okay.
I mean, it's so Nigerian.
And it's so Nigerian. I mean, definitely different types of drama.
Yeah, it's a romance drama. People tell you you're about to, you fix the date for your wedding and you're hoping that people are going to spray you money. That's, you know.
Yeah.
So let's borrow money and let people spray us.
All right, amazing. Okay, so we have breakfast ready for you in the kitchen.
Okay.
So we're actually going to be heading to the kitchen now. I hope you eat in the morning. I know it's early.
I eat anytime.
You eat anytime. I understand now. Late nights, early mornings, it really doesn't matter. So
Anytime.
we're actually heading into the kitchen now to make sure Chef Tina is ready for us. Chef Tina, okay.
Nobody comes to me. Yeah, my little. You're not very to no more. Shall me.
Okay, welcome back into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. Welcome into the kitchen. It's the time of the show where we close and shut things down. But you know we cannot end the show without our guest here tasting this meal. Chef Tina, well done. She has done a great work creating this from scratch right here in the kitchen. Are you ready to go? We'd like for you to try it out and tell us exactly what you think about it. Chef Tina, tell us what is inside the smell.
This is actually my local
You could try,
dish.
you could go.
Your what?
My local dish. As in, it's my secret.
Since you like native things now. So
It's your secret, but it's your local dish.
Yes.
And it's your secret.
My secret.
All right, great. But the other people know about it.
No, they don't.
And giving it out, it's actually something you just revealed.
Okay.
But there are some hidden things that she didn't get to know about.
Even though I stayed in the kitchen throughout
I like
the process.
hidden.
Please try it out. Try it out. Take a spoon. Let us know what you think about it. Chef Tina's secret local rice. With a lot of seafood in it. So in there we have snails, we have prawns, we have shrimp, we have so much happening there. What's it like?
I like the secret.
You like the secrets. As it may revealed to you. Not yet. Yeah, keep going until it's revealed to you.
It's fine.
Amazing. Nice. All right, so we have a thumbs up. You have a thumbs up? Great. Amazing. Thank you so much, Chef Tina. Thank you so much to our amazing and fabulous host of the day. And thank you to all our guests who made it here. Thanks to you especially for watching. Tomorrow, we go again. Same time, same station. Bye-bye.
Bye.